Di kenamaan hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, insya-Allah Majlis Perasmian Idecs 2024 akan dimulakan sebentar sahaja nanti. In short while, ladies and gentlemen, we shall begin the opening ceremony of Idecs 2024 to be graced by our guest of honor, who is already here at BCCK and later on to join us at the main hall. So we'd like to invite each and every one of you, our delegates and participants of Idecs, to please kindly be seated and enjoy the company of each other as we're about to begin in short while. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Ladies and gentlemen, the arrival of our guest of honor, please put your hands together for the Right Honorable Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zuhari Bintun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem Negaraku and Sarawak state anthem Ibu Pertiwiku. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly be seated and thank you very much.
Do you really want it? Yeah. Do you really want it? Yeah. Do you really want it? Go, go, go! Ole, ole, ole! Go! 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 Here we go! Yeah!
A big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there you have it. A welcoming performance where the fast-paced and high-tech world of cutting-edge technology meets the graceful and expressive world of dance that symbolizes the vibrancy and the strength of Idecs 2024. Thank you very much to the dancers from Sarawak Arts Council. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam Sarawak maju makmur, salam segulai sejalai. Our guest of honor, the Right Honorable Datuk Patigi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, Bintun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. The Honorable Datuk Amar Professor Dr. Sim Kui Hian, Deputy Premier of Sarawak and Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government, Sarawak. The Honorable Tan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Asfia bin Awang Nassar, Speaker of Sarawak State Legislative Assembly. Yang berbahagia, Datuk Patigi Tan Sri Dr. George Chan Hong Nam, Chairman of Science. The Honorable Datuk Sri Haji Julaihi bin Haji Narawi, Minister of Utility and Telecommunications Sarawak and Minister in charge of Digital Economy. The Honorable Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Marzuki, Sarawak State Secretary and Chairman of Idecs. The Honorable Deputy Ministers, Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Murshidi bin Abdul Ghani, Chairman of Sarawak Digital Economy Corporation, SDEC, and Deputy Chairman of Idecs, distinguished guests, distinguished speakers, delegates, heads of department, sponsors, participants, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the official launching ceremony of the International Digital Economy Conference Sarawak, Idecs 2024. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and now so as to pray for blessings for today's ceremony, it is now with great pleasure to invite Al-Fadil Ustaz Haji Muhammad Ihsan bin Haji Hadzir, the Deputy Grand Imam of Sarawak, to recite the dua. Falyatafaddal mashkura, majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين حمد الشاكرين حمد الحامدين حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيده يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك الكريم وعظيم سلطانك اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Allahumma ya Allah, the most gracious and the most benevolent, on this glorious morning and with the greatest of gratitude, we raise our hands seeking your blessings upon this official launching ceremony of the 7th International Digital Economy Conference Sarawak, Idecs 2024, which will be officiated by the Right Honorable Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, Bintun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. Allahumma ya Allah, ya Fattah, ya Alim, ya Allah. Let this occasion be a part of our continuous efforts in doing good deeds and virtues. Please grace this occasion with your blessings and mercy. May we achieve all its noble aims and objectives, especially to chart a course towards a more sustainable and resilient world driven by the transformative potential of artificial intelligence. Bless all the delegates participants, exhibitors, and those who are here with us with tranquility and openness into the best of discourse. With all the useful knowledge, valuable experience, and precious outcomes that we may gain from this occasion, please grant upon us the strength to benefit thereof, Ya Allah, for the enhancement of our community and nation. Allahumma ya Allah ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram, please safeguard our good relationship, mutual respects, and interactive solidarity. Please fill our hearts with the earnest of sincerity and patience. Please keep us clear from dangers and adversities, disasters and calamities, from all sources and causes that could jeopardize us, our communities, and our nation. With your all-embracing mercy and protection, Ya Allah, please bless Sarawak and Malaysia with peace, progress, and glory forever. Allahumma bika nasta'in wa alayka natawakkal wa anta rabbul arshil azim. ارحمنا يا ربنا فإنك أنت أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله وسلم على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Jazakallahu khairan kathira. Thank you very much to Al-Fadil Ustaz Haji Muhammad Ehsan bin Haji Hadzir, Deputy Grand Imam of Sarawak. Shukr Alhamdulillah. Once again, a warm welcome to our guest of honor, the Right Honorable Premier of Sarawak. We are deeply honored to have you with us today. Thank you very much, sir, for gracing this occasion with your presence. Hadirin sama-sama kita berikan tepukan yang gemuruh untuk Yang Amat Berhormat Premier Sarawak. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Idecs 2024 with the theme AI for Sustainable Development, Navigating the Green and Circular Future, serves as a dynamic platform where global leaders, innovators, and stakeholders unite to explore the transformative potential of artificial intelligence in driving sustainable development. And now to have more insights on Idecs 2024, it is with great pleasure and honor to invite on stage the Honorable Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Marzuki, Sarawak State Secretary and Chairman of Idecs, to present his welcoming remarks. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam Sarawakku sayang, salam Sarawak maju makmur, salam segala sejalai. The Right Honourable Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. The Honourable Datuk Amar Professor Dr. Sim Koo Hian, Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government. The Honourable Tan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Asfiah bin Awang Nasar, Speaker of Sarawak State Legislative Assembly. Yang Bahagia Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Josh Chan Hong Nam, Chairman of Science. The Honourable Datuk Sri Haji Julaihi bin Haji Narawi, Minister of Utility and Telecommunications Sarawak, Minister in charge of Digital Economy. The Honourables Deputy Ministers, Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Moshidi bin Abdul Ghani, Chairman of Idecs, also the Deputy Chairman of the Organising Committee, distinguished guests, keynote speakers, delegate sponsors, head of department, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning and warm welcome to the International Digital Economy Conference Sarawak 2024, Idecs 2024. Today, we gather to explore the intersection of technology, innovation, and sustainable development. This conference serves as a vital platform for sharing ideas, fostering collaboration, and driving the digital economy forward in Sarawak and beyond. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to our Premier, the Right Honorable Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bintu Dato' Abang Haji Openg for taking the time to be with us today. Sir, your visionary leadership, tireless pursuit of excellence and dedication to the betterment of Sarawak is truly admirable. Under your leadership, Sarawak has emerged as a national leader in hydrogen fuel technology, paving the way for sustainable energy solutions that align with global trends toward decarbonization. This initiative exemplify your bold and visionary leaderships, placing Sarawak at the forefront of innovation and drawing attention not only within Malaysia, but also internationally. The Right Honorable Premier, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this year marks the 7th edition of Idecs, highlighting Sarawak's ongoing commitment to foster innovation and advancing the digital economy through this platform. Since inception in 2017, Idecs has played a vital role in shaping strategies, fostering collaboration and accelerating Sarawak progress toward its global goal of becoming a top-tier digital economy by 2030. Each year, Idecs brings together thought leaders, industry experts, policymakers, and innovators to explore the transformative potential of technology, serving as a catalyst for dialogues and collaboration while inspiring innovative solutions. Idecs 2024, another milestone in this journey with a powerful and forward-looking theme, AI for Sustainable Development, Navigating the Green and the Secular Future. As the world grapples with challenges of climate change, environmental degradation, and resource depletion, it has become increasingly clear that embracing advanced technologies such as AI is crucial in addressing these issues. This year's themes resonate with the global imperative for sustainable development and our commitment to creating a future for economic prosperity, social inclusivity, and environmental sustainability. The Right Honorable Premier, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in alignment with the theme, we have curated an exciting program that features sessions on the future cities, SheTech, and the Startup Village. The future session will explore emerging technologies and trends that are shaping our world, emphasizing the visionary role of AI in sustainable development. Future cities will focus on smart urban planning and sustainability. This session will explore smart city initiatives, sustainable urban planning, and the role of AI in creating livable, efficient, and green cities. The SheTech session is designed to empower and inspire women in the field of technology. It will feature accomplished female leaders and pioneers who have made remarkable advancement in tech industry, sharing their insight and experiences. By promoting diversity and inclusion in technology, we can unlock the full potential of our talent pool and stimulate innovation across all sectors and society. Last but not least, the Startup Village is designed to nurture entrepreneurial spirit and foster innovation. This session will provide insight into the challenges and opportunities faced by the startup in digital economy, focusing on how AI can drive innovation and entrepreneurship. Importantly, the discussion at Idecs 2024 will place a strong emphasis on green technologies and innovation, fostering collaborative partnership, ensuring equity and access, shaping effective policies and regulation, and promoting secular supply chains. Right Honorable Premier, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, with compelling lineup of topics, I'm confident that Idecs 2024 will provide a platform for discussing these opportunities, fostering international cooperation, and sparking new research initiatives that we can elevate Sarawak in the global value of supply chains. Of course, over the course of this 2 days conference, we will explore how AI can harness to address pressing global challenges while promoting sustainable practice. Together, we ensure a prosperous and sustainable future for Sarawak, where AI and digital innovation create both economic growth and environmental harmony. Therefore, I urge everyone in this conference to seize the opportunity to explore AI solutions that can transform your sectors and contribute to a sustainable, inclusive, and prosperous future of Sarawak. Let us collaborate, innovate, and push boundaries as we work together where technology and nature thrive in the economy. Before I conclude, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the Idecs Organizing Committee for their commitment and hard work in making this event a reality and a success. Once again, on behalf of the Organizing Committee, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to the Premier of Sarawak, the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak, and distinguished guests for taking the time to be present at this opening ceremony of Idecs 2024. I look forward to the fruitful discussion and ideas that will emerge over the coming days. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, an amazing introduction of Idecs 2024. Terima kasih. Thank you very much to the Honorable Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Marzuki, Sarawak State Secretary and Chairman of Idecs. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and now let's take a moment to focus our attention to the screen for this video presentation that captures the essence of Idecs. Let's all take a look.
Digital transformation will impact the economic development as well as social well-being of every community.
A big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, for that phenomenal journey of Idecs since its inception in 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, and now let's focus our attention to our next highlight. That is the official opening address by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. So please welcome on stage, and ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Right Honourable Dato' Patigi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari Bintun Dato' Abang Haji Openg, Premier of Sarawak. Majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, very good morning. Salam sejahtera. Salam Sarawak maju dan makmur. Salam segulai sejalai. Yang berhormat Timbalan Premier Dato' Amar Puasa Dr. Sim. Yang berhormat Tan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Asfia, Awang Nasar, Speaker Sarawak State Assembly. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Haji Julahi bin Haji Narawi, Minister for Utility and Communication Sarawak, also helping me in digital economy. Honourable Ministers, the Honourable Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Marzuki, Chairman of Idecs. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Muhammad Murshidi bin Abdul Ghani, Chairman of SDEC as well as yang berbahagia Datuk Petinggi Joe Chan, Chairman of Science, distinguished guests, keynote speakers, delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to address you today at this pivotal moment in our journey towards creating a more sustainable, equitable, and resilient world. First, I extend my deepest appreciation to the organizing committee who have worked tirelessly to make this event possible. Your dedication, collaboration, and shared vision have brought us to this remarkable day. To our esteemed speakers, experts, and sponsors, a heartfelt welcome and thank you for being here to share your invaluable knowledge and insights. Your contribution are essential to advancing our collective mission towards a more prosperous and digital future. We eagerly anticipate the perspectives you will bring to our discussions. I would also like to warmly welcome all our delegates who have traveled from near and far to join us here in Sarawak for the International Digital Economy Conference Sarawak, known as Idecs 2024. This year's theme, AI for Sustainable Development, Navigating the Green and Circular Future, is timely and significant. AI, or some call it artificial neuron, has rapidly emerged as a strategic enabler for sustainable development, transforming industries, driving social equity, and fostering economic growth as we shape a green and circular future. Over these 2 days, I encourage each of you to engage fully in the discussions, collaboration, and exchanges that will take place. Share your expertise, listen to diverse perspectives, and seek common ground in addressing the pressing challenges before us. Let us aim to leave this conference with concrete strategies and actions that will create a lasting impact on communities around the globe. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as digital technologies continue to evolve, economies worldwide are leveraging innovations such as AI, blockchain, 5G, and the Internet of Things, IoT, to reshape industries for greater efficiency, automation, and data-driven decision-making. Malaysia has made significant strides in this arena, and Sarawak is committed to keeping pace, aiming to become a regional leader in digital innovation and green technologies, with AI as a crucial enabler. Countries around the globe, including the United States and China, are already experiencing substantial economic impacts from this advancement, particularly in AI-driven startups, digital payments, and smart manufacturing. Meanwhile, European nations like Germany and the Netherlands are at the forefront of development in smart manufacturing and Industry 4.0 applications. Sarawak is poised to align with these trends, driving growth and sustainability in the region. AI technologies are at the heart of this transformation, driving process efficiency and enhancing automation across a variety of sectors. More than just a disruptive force, artificial intelligence serves as a tool for sustainable and responsible development. It is increasingly recognized as a strategic enabler in advancing Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Its application span a wide area of sectors, including energy, agriculture, manufacturing, and urban development, significantly contributing to environmental stewardship. By facilitating data-driven decision, AI empowers industries and governments to optimize operations, reduce waste, and promote the responsible use of resources. The widespread adoption of these technologies allows economies to diversify their strategies, streamline supply chains, and maintain competitiveness in an increasingly interconnected world. According to the McKinsey Global Institute, the value generated by generative AI is projected to be between USD 2.6 trillion and USD 4.4 trillion in global corporate profits annually. The banking, high-tech, and life sciences sectors are likely to see the most significant economic impacts from this transformative technology. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Sarawak's commitment to sustainable development. At the core of Sarawak, post-COVID-19 development strategy, known as PCDS 2030, is an unwavering commitment to sustainable growth. A seamless integration of economic prosperity, environmental responsibility, and social inclusion. Through groundbreaking initiative in hydrogen energy, biomass, and robust reforestation efforts, we are not only reducing our environmental footprint, but also fortifying our long-term economic resilience. But sustainability extends beyond environmental preservation. It is about social equity and inclusion. We are committed to uplifting the lives of all Sarawakians by empowering marginalized communities, creating quality job opportunities, and ensuring access to education and healthcare. We believe that integrating AI holds tremendous potential to bridge existing gaps and deliver smarter, more effective solutions for our people. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Sarawak digital economy journey. Sarawak's commitment to advancing the digital economy has gained global recognition, exemplified by the Digital Government Award received at the Asian Oceania Computing Industry Organization Summit in Korea 2023, meaning we have been recognized by the world. This prestigious award underscores our ambition to cultivate a thriving digital ecosystem that drives economic growth while supporting social equity and environmental sustainability as outlined in the Sarawak Digital Economy Blueprint 2030. I am also honored to receive the Eminent Person Award from the World Innovation, Technology and Services Alliance during WCIT Idecs 2023. As the third Malaysian to be recognized alongside great leaders like Nelson Mandela, I find this recognition humbling. This award shows our strong commitment to improving technology for the people of Sarawak. Together, we will keep innovation at the core of our development. With innovation at our core, the Sarawak government is leveraging cutting-edge digital technologies, including artificial intelligence. As I said, some call it artificial neuron, to enhance government services and improve the business landscape. Unique in Malaysia, Sarawak launched its own e-wallet, SP Global, formerly known as Sarawak Pay, in 2017. This platform has facilitated cashless transactions across various public and private services, significantly boosting digital financial inclusion. To date, SP has processed 4.2 billion ringgit in transactions, boasting 770,000 registered users and 91,000 merchants throughout the region. In 2018, we rolled out Sarawak ID, a single sign-on identification system that simplifies access to over 400 government services. This innovation streamlines operations, reduces manual processes, and promotes transparency, empowering citizens with easier access to e-licensing, e-billing, and e-land services. The Sarawak government is also at the forefront of AI in public service delivery. Our Dayang virtual assistant, a local dialect-enabled chatbot, allows Sarawakians to access government services effortlessly through their mobile devices. This tool enhances user interaction and provides localized services supporting basic functions like bill payment, Sarawak ID assistance, contractor registration, and case logging via teleheadmat. Meanwhile, our private sectors, Idecs, is mandated to lead digital transformation in multiple economic areas. Efforts include initiatives such as Go Digital, SME Digitize, Sarawak Digital Mall, and Kame Digital, among others. Together with key partners, including Mitrade and many others, they have digitalized more than 20,000 MSMEs across various industries in Sarawak. Through the high-tech transformation program, 10 Sarawakian companies in the manufacturing sector has greatly benefited from digital technology adoption in their daily processes. Our digital strategy prioritizes local innovation and entrepreneurship. Launched in 2020, the Sarawak Digital Village serves as an incubator for tech startups, particularly in agri-tech, logistics, and e-commerce. In addition, through various programs conducted by partners such as Idecs in the Sarawak digital and innovation ecosystem, we have nurtured 133 startups with a collective valuation of 80 million ringgit. By fostering a collaborative environment, we boost local competitiveness and position Sarawak as a leader in digital innovation. Idecs has also empowered the private sector economy, establishing effort to catalyze the academia-industry linkage via development and testing of novel or improved production with R&D expertise in emerging technologies. For example, supporting our local technology solution providers in smart agriculture solutions, smart urban farming, and smart water metering projects across Sarawak. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, harnessing AI and innovation for environmental and economic sustainability. Renewable energy. Our commitment to sustainability started early, evident in our investment in renewable energy since the early 2000s. Milestones like the Bakun, Murun, and Balai hydroelectric plants are crucial to Sarawak's renewable energy strategy, spurring economic growth while delivering socio-economic benefits to local communities. To boost the efficiency and sustainability of these hydropower projects, we are investing in research and exploring cutting-edge energy storage solutions like pump storage hydropower. Additionally, we plan to establish small to medium-sized power sources along our rivers to optimize water usage and minimize ecological disruption. In Sarawak, investing in new renewable energy sources is vital and AI technologies are essential for managing energy intermittency to ensure a stable power supply. AI will be integrated into smart grids, enabling them to effectively balance energy supply and demand in real time. These advanced grids utilize predictive algorithms to optimize energy distribution and seamlessly incorporate renewable sources such as solar and wave kinetic energy. By analyzing energy consumption data and predicting demand, AI maximizes renewable use while minimizing reliance on non-renewables. Moreover, it enhances energy storage system, reducing waste and bolstering grid resilience, which is a critical step towards our net zero carbon goals. Waste management is another vital area where AI drives sustainability. As urban areas expand, efficient waste management becomes essential. AI-powered systems can sort, process, and recycle materials more effectively, ensuring valuable resources are not lost. In Miri, smart waste truck management systems are used to optimize garbage collection by tracking schedules and routes, reducing fuel consumption and operational costs, while lessening environmental impact. By ensuring timely waste disposal, Miri is minimizing landfill burdens and fostering a cleaner urban environment. Congratulations to Mirians. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome collaboration with countries like South Korea and Japan, leaders in this space, to co-develop a circular economy in Sarawak. Sarawak is also exploring ways to convert organic waste from agricultural production into energy. By leveraging anaerobic digestion and biomass conversion, we aim to reduce landfill waste while generating renewable energy for local communities. Idecs is also supporting deep tech research and development initiative in our universities, which focus on integrating AI into waste management and conversion processes. Advanced analytics will help monitor feedstock quality and optimize fermentation processes, boosting overall productivity. As such, the outcome of these research projects aims to enhance efficiency, ensuring sustainable and cost-effective measures. Through this initiative, we aim to strengthen our waste management infrastructure and contribute to a cleaner environment for all Sarawakians. Urban development. In urban development, our smart city initiative in Kuching and Miri exemplify how technology can transform urban environments. From intelligent traffic system and smart street lighting to AI-driven public safety and smart waste management, these projects enhance public services, improve infrastructure, and contribute to social inclusivity and environmental sustainability. The introduction of smart buses with real-time tracking ensures that public transportation is accessible and reliable, particularly for residents in rural or underserved areas. This initiative promotes social inclusivity, granting affordable access to transportation for those without personal vehicles. Moreover, AI-driven surveillance system in Miri enhance public safety, creating a secure environment for residents and tourists alike. This system provides equitable protection across communities for various socio-economic statuses, ensuring public order for all. In urban planning, tools like smart drainage system and digital signage improve infrastructure management. This enhances living standards and attracts investment, further supporting business growth and contributing to Sarawak's economic development. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just touched a bit on agriculture. Sarawak is actively pursuing precision farming initiative using AI and modern technology to enhance agricultural productivity and food security, aiming to become a net food exporter by 2030. The establishment of the Precision and Discipline Agriculture Facility, PDAF, by SDEC, in collaboration with the Center for Technology Excellence Sarawak, CENTEX, in Kuching, marks a key development in this journey. Launched in early 2023, this facility represents Malaysia's first fully integrated high-tech agriculture platform, utilizing advanced technologies for greenhouses and open field farming. We are exploring various AI applications in agriculture, partnering with technology companies to implement smart farming solutions. These innovations empower farmers to leverage AI-driven tools for soil analysis, pest management, and climate monitoring. We welcome investors to collaborate in the agricultural sector using data analytics and machine learning to improve crop management and productivity. Resource management. In ensuring sustainable forest management and biodiversity conservation, our Sarawak Forestry Corporation utilizes digital solutions for monitoring forest health and illegal logging activities. Our smart monitoring and reporting tool for forest management deploys an AI and IoT-based system that has earned recognition at the ASEAN Biodiversity Heroes Awards. Additionally, our wildlife digital tracking system represents a pioneering effort in using IoT sensors and digital tagging for wildlife protection in Sarawak National Parks. This innovative project has been recognized for its contribution to wildlife conservation, earning accolades at the Malaysia Environmental Innovation Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, data and security. Above all these AI initiatives, the essence of AI is data. Without it, AI cannot function effectively. The Sarawak government is embracing this reality by building a robust data ecosystem. We are driving the initiative such as the Sarawak Integrated Operations Center, SIOC, and the Open Data Platform. This initiative aims to harness diverse data for AI application across various sectors, including healthcare, agriculture, and energy. By doing so, we are accelerating our digital economy, enhancing our sustainability efforts. Through this strategic initiative, we are laying the foundation for a resilient and innovative Sarawak, where data-driven decisions pave the way for a brighter and more sustainable future. Furthermore, we are investing in digital infrastructure and improving data governance to fully unlock AI's potential. These efforts will optimize public services, enhance rural access, and boost resource efficiency across the region. In addition, the Sarawak Multimedia Authority SMA will launch the Cyber Sarawak Initiative to strengthen our cyber security readiness and promote digital safety. This initiative aims to create a secure digital environment that fosters innovation while protecting the integrity of our data systems. Complementing this effort, the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, MOSTI, has published the National Guidelines on AI Governance and Ethics. These guidelines are crucial in ensuring ethical and trustworthy AI development, aligning with global best practices. By establishing a framework that emphasizes responsibility and transparency, we aim to build public trust in AI technologies, while maximizing their benefits for all sectors of society. Through these multifaceted efforts, we are not only preparing for the future, but ensuring that Sarawak harnesses the full power of digital innovation responsibly and sustainably. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our way forward. Generative AI has emerged as a powerful catalyst for technological advancement built on decades of innovation in machine learning and deep learning. Tools like AI GPT, GitHub Copilot, and Stable Diffusion have captured public attention, fueled by significant investment that have seamlessly integrated AI into our daily lives, from smartphones to autonomous driving and retail application. However, it is generative AI's ability to write, compose, and create digital art that has truly captivated our imagination. As we enhance our AI capabilities, we anticipate significant advancement with generative AI that will propel our digital transformation and improve service delivery for all citizens. This technology is poised to redefine knowledge, work, and elevate performance across the entire economy. Ladies and gentlemen, we remain dedicated to implementing ethical and transparent digital strategies that will enhance the quality of life for every Sarawakian. In this light, we are establishing the Sarawak AI Center, which will lead our initiative in AI development and its integration into our digital infrastructure. The center is pivotal in driving innovation and positioning Sarawak as a hub for AI research and development. Through strategic partnership with academic institutions, industry leaders, and government entities, the Sarawak AI Center is nurturing a vibrant AI ecosystem. One of the center's flagship initiatives is the AI for Smart Agriculture program, which utilizes AI-powered data analytics to optimize crop yields and promote sustainability in agriculture. The center is also spearheading healthcare projects such as predictive analytics for early disease detection and enhancing energy efficiency through AI-driven smart grid system. Ladies and gentlemen, AI talent is important. Looking ahead, Sarawak will launch its AI Talent Development Initiative to cultivate a skilled workforce equipped with advanced AI competencies, aligning with the demands of future industries. This initiative underscores our commitment to harnessing AI as a fundamental driver of digital transformation across various sectors. Moreover, the Sarawak government is forming an AI unit within the civil service and developing an AI data center to bolster our capabilities. We will collaborate closely with industry experts, academia, federal authorities, and international bodies, ensuring a meaningful contribution to our AI transformation journey. Sarawak has a unique opportunity to showcase its sustainability leadership by embracing proactive environmental practices, aligning perfectly with the theme of Idecs 2024. Through carbon emission reporting, we gain valuable insights into our environmental impact and create a clear pathway for significant reduction. This initiative not only set a strong precedent for sustainability within the digital economy, but also inspires other events and industries to follow suit, enhancing Sarawak's reputation as a responsible and forward-thinking region. This year, for the first time at Idecs, we will calculate the carbon footprint of our event, reinforcing our commitment to sustainable progress. by utilizing advanced analytics and innovative technologies in collaboration with our local startups, Carbon, GPT, and EB Tech, we aim to ensure that our efforts translate into actionable insight that promote environmental stewardship. Through this collaboration, we demonstrate that sustainability is not just a goal, but a fundamental aspect of our approach to development. Together, we are paving the way for future initiatives that prioritize ecological responsibility while fostering economic growth. Ladies and gentlemen, launching of Sarawak Sandbox and Sarawak Digital Residency Program, SDRP. I am thrilled to announce in this Idecs 24 the launch of two groundbreaking initiatives that will propel Sarawak digital agenda forward. That is the Sarawak Technology and Innovation Sandbox and the Sarawak Digital Residency Program. The SDRP is a bold initiative aimed at attracting professionals, remote workers, foreign entrepreneurs, and investors to Sarawak. With flexible terms, we are positioning Sarawak as an inclusive digital hub that welcomes global talent. Our first initiative under this program, the Rantau Sarawak, will open for application early next year in collaboration with Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation MDEC, further solidifying Malaysia's status as a top destination for digital nomads in Southeast Asia. The Sarawak Technology and Innovation Sandbox, developed in partnership with the National Technology and Innovation Sandbox, SDEC, Startup Borneo, and Tegas, aim to facilitate our transition to knowledge-based economy. The STI Sandbox is expected to drive innovation in agri-tech, smart cities, and cultural industries, positioning Sarawak as a food security hub and supporting the post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030, aligning with Sarawak's commitment to balancing progress with sustainable innovation. Together, this initiative reinforces our commitment to fostering a vibrant, innovative, and globally connected digital economy. In conclusion, I want to share with you what I found last month. While Sarawak is producing algae for Sustainable Aviation Fuel, SAF, which is a very significant strategy to mitigate carbon emission, we found another technology where we convert our napier grass or elephant grass as a resource to produce electricity through grass biomass. This is also a new technology where grass is being converted as a resource to produce electricity. So ladies and gentlemen, plant more grass, then you produce electricity. In conclusion, Sarawak is boldly charting an ambitious course to become a leading digital economy by 2030. The decision we make today will lay the foundation for a sustainable and innovative future for generations to come. While we have celebrated significant milestones, there is much more to achieve. Our focus remains on empowering our people and addressing the challenges of tomorrow. With strong collaboration among the government, businesses, and the community, I am confident we can harness the potential of AI and digital technologies to drive sustainable growth and prosperity. We take pride in the World Bank's recognition of Sarawak as a rising high-income economy with remarkable revenue achievements. This acknowledgement reflects our immense economic potential, and we are committed to striving for even greater accomplishments. We are also dedicated to championing women's participation in technology, exemplified by our initiative like the She Tech Asia Forum. Sarawak is emerging as a prime destination for investment and tourism, focusing on uplifting the socio-economic status of our people. As we move forward, collaboration across sectors and borders will be essential for realizing our digital aspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here in Cochin. I eagerly anticipate the discussion and partnership that will shape a vibrant digital future. With that, it is my honor to officially launch the International Digital Economy Conference Sarawak 2024. Thank you very much.
A big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. We invite our guest of honor to please remain on stage. And also, may we invite all distinguished guests at the front row to please join and accompany our guest of honor on stage for us to proceed with the symbolic launching of Idecs 2024 and also the launch of Sarawak Digital Residency Program SDRP and Sarawak Technology and Innovation Sandbox STIS. We have everyone on stage now. Dipersilakan to the launching area. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's focus our attention on stage. For this, we invite the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak to do the honor to place his palm onto the LED globe. And let's do the countdown. In 3, 2, 1. Dipersilakan. Idecs 2024 is now officially launched, ladies and gentlemen, and also the launch of 2 groundbreaking initiatives that will propel Sarawak's digital agenda forward: Sarawak Digital Residency Program and Sarawak Technology and Innovation Sandbox STIS. Ladies and gentlemen, we now proceed with the MOU and MOA exchange ceremony in conjunction with Idecs 2024 to be witnessed by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the MOU between TM and SDEC. Dipersilakan from TM, Mr. Amar Huzaimi bin Madduris, Group Chief Executive Officer of TM, and from SDAC is Yang Berbahagia Dato' Engineer Technologist Sudarnoto Osman, the CEO of SDAC. Dipersilakan. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the MOU between TM and SDAC have entered into meaningful memorandum of collaboration in October 2023. And this is the realization of project supply, delivery, and implementation of wide area network link for SDAC hubs. Congratulations and thank you very much. And moving on next is the MOU between SDAC and WITSA. Dipersilakan from WITSA, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Dr. Shonsia, the chairman of WITSA, to join them on stage. Dipersilakan. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the MOU between SDAC and WITSA, witnessed by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. Under this MOU, the collaboration between SDAC and WITSA focuses on developing Sarawak's AI ecosystem in several key areas to serve not only Sarawak but also the broader Southeast Asia region. Congratulations and thank you very much to WITSA. Moving on next is the MOU between SDAC, Santax, and Angkasa X. Dipersilakan from Santax, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Haji Said Muhammad Hussein bin Wan Abdul Rahman, CEO of Santax. And from Angkasa X, dipersilakan once again Yang Berbahagia Dato' Dr. Shonsia, the Executive Chairman of Angkasa X. Ladies and gentlemen, the collaboration between Santax, SDAC and Angkasa X will focus on areas such as human capital development, AI-driven technological solutions and space-related industry, and all parties will jointly work to establish satellite ground stations, AI data centers and space economy development in Sarawak. Congratulations, and moving on next is the MOU between SDAC and Power Plants Australia. From Power Plant Australia, dipersilakan may we invite Mr. Lester McLean, Commercial Director of Power Plant Australia, to join us on stage. Dipersilakan. Dipersilakan to exchange the document and witnessed by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, the MOU between SDAC and Power Plants Australia is an innovative horticultural solutions provider which will enter into MOU to explore potential partnership and joint venture opportunities in adoption and implementation of sustainable agriculture technology for agriculture sector in Sarawak. Congratulations and thank you very much to Power Plants Australia. And moving on next, ladies and gentlemen, is the MOU between Meranti, SDAC, Tegas and Startup Borneo. First, we invite from Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation MOSTI, dipersilakan Yang Berbahagia Dato' Technologist Dr. Muhammad Nur Azman Hassan, Deputy Secretary General of Technology Development of MOSTI. And from Meranti, dipersilakan Encik Muhammad Safwan Muhammad Zairi, Chief Ecosystem Officer of Meranti. From Tabung Ekonomi Gagasan Anak Sarawak Tegas, dipersilakan may we invite Yang Berhormat Dato' Haji Len Talif Saleh, Deputy Minister for Urban Planning, Land Administration and Environment and Chairman of Tegas. And from Startup Borneo, dipersilakan Yang Berbahagia Datuk Haji Abdul Kadir Sahib, the Chairman of Site Digital Innovation Hub, Sundian Berhad. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, through the establishment of the strategic collaboration of the Sarawak Technology Innovation Sandbox Pilot Program between NTIS, SDAC, Tegas and Startup Borneo will provide new economic opportunities to the people, but also spur entrepreneurship development. Alhamdulillah, congratulations and thank you very much to Meranti, Tegas, Startup Borneo and SDAC. Once again, congratulations and thank you very much. Moving on next is the MOU between SDAC and Keynote Southeast Asia, Siaran Berhad. From Keynote Southeast Asia, may we invite Subasa Nakazawa, the Managing Director of Keynote Southeast Asia, to join them on stage. Dipersilakan. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of this MOU is to formalize the collaboration between SDAC and Keynote to support the digitalization of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, in Sarawak. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, SDAC and Keynote Southeast Asia. Thank you very much and congratulations. And moving on next is the MOA between Centex, Huawei, Green Bay and SolarVest. Dipersilakan once again from Centex Yang Berbahagia Datuk Haji Syed Muhammad Hussein bin Wan Abdul Rahman, the CEO of Centex. From Huawei Technologies Malaysia, Mr. Simon Sun Luyon, CEO of Huawei Malaysia. From Green Bay is Mr. Nick Chong, Director of Green Bay. And from SolarVest Borneo Sarawak, may we invite Mr. Leon Liu, Director of SolarVest Borneo Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, the MOA collaboration between Centex, Huawei Malaysia, SolarVest and Green Bay in providing hyperscale green data center training facility for the purpose of talent development. Congratulations and thank you very much, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on next on the MOU between SMA and Plum Consulting London LLP. May we invite from Plum Consulting London LLP, Mr. Tim Miller, partner of Plum Consulting. And from SMA, dipersilakan Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Anderson Tiong Ing Heng, the General Manager of SMA, dipersilakan. Ladies and gentlemen, the MOU between SMA and Plum Consulting London LLP covers several key areas of collaboration, and these include cooperation on telecommunication policies and guidelines, spectrum management, industry practices, and standards. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen, MOU between SMA and Plum Consulting London LLP. Congratulations and thank you very much to Plum Consulting London LLP. Moving on next is the MOU between SMA and Miasat Global Berhad. Dipersilakan from Miasat Global Berhad, Mr. Yao Cheong Lim, the COO of Miasat, to join them on stage. Dipersilakan. Ladies and gentlemen, the MOU was signed between SMA and Miasat Global Berhad, focusing on various areas of cooperation, including satellite operations and management, the development of space, satellite and launching policies, guidelines, training, and industry development. Congratulations and thank you very much to both SMA and Mesad Global Berhad. And moving on next, ladies and gentlemen, is the MOU between Science and MSc Trustgate. From Sarawak Information System Science, may we invite Mr. Busai bin Seman, the CEO of Science. And also on stage joining him is Yang Berbahagia Chairman of Science. And from msctrustgate.com, dipersilakan, may we invite Mr. Loh Nyan Jing, the CEO of MSc Trustgate. Ladies and gentlemen, the MOU with MSc Trustgate and Science to facilitate the exchange of the technical expertise between the two parties. Congratulations and thank you very much. And moving on next, ladies and gentlemen, also in conjunction with Idecs 2024, we have the MOU between Sarawak Energy Berhad and Netrunner. From Sarawak Energy Berhad, dipersilakan Yang Berbahagia Datuk Haji Sarbini bin Haji Suhaili, the Group Chief Executive Officer of Sarawak Energy, and from Netrunner, dipersilakan Mr. Ronnie Lim Hai Leong, the Director of Netrunner, along with Mr. Tiu Boon Teik, the Director of Netrunner. Ladies and gentlemen, the MOU between SCB and Netrunner focuses on the potential area of collaboration in connection with the sale and purchase of electricity by year 2030. And this MOU exchange between Sarawak Energy and Netrunner is witnessed by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. Congratulations and thank you very much. And moving on next, ladies and gentlemen, is the MOU between SMD Semiconductor, Silicon Catalyst LLC, Siemens Electronic Design Automation, Cambridge Microelectronics Limited, and the Hive Climate AI, together with WeTech. Dipersilakan from SMD Semiconductor, the CEO of SMD Semiconductor, Mr. Shariman Jamil. From Silicon Catalyst LLC is Ms. Sean Redman, the Managing Partner of Silicon Catalyst. From Siemens Electronic Design Automation is Ms. Nina Lim, the VP of Siemens EDA Taiwan and ASEAN. From Cambridge Microelectronics Limited is Mr. Nishat Udugampola, the Director and Founder of Cambridge Microelectronics Limited. From the Hive Climate AI is Ms. Geraldine Androx Gustin, the Founder and CEO of the Hive Climate. And from WeTech is Mr. Martin McDonald, COO of WeTech. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, on stage. A collaboration on the MOU on the development of new edge AI and compound semiconductor chips. Alhamdulillah, congratulations and thank you very much, gentlemen. Such an honor indeed to have this MOU exchange ceremony witnessed by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. So once again, congratulations and thank you very much. And moving on next, our last but not least MOU between the Government of Sarawak and the Department of Immigration Malaysia in conjunction with Idecs 2024 to be witnessed by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak and the rest of distinguished guests on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, the MOU between Government of Sarawak and Department of Immigration Malaysia. From Sarawak Government, may we invite on stage Yang Berhormat Datuk Gerawat Gala, Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department for Labour, Immigration and Project Monitoring, and Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Abdullah bin Haji Zaidil, the Deputy State Secretary Sarawak Economic Planning and Development. And from Department of Immigration Malaysia, dipersilakan Yang Berbahagia Datuk Ken Anak Leben, Deputy Director General of Immigration. Dipersilakan. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the MOU between Government of Sarawak and Department of Immigration Malaysia on the integration of the Foreign Workers Transformation Approach System and Malaysia Immigration System. Our very final MOU exchange in conjunction with Idecs 2024 And here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Please, a big round of applause. Shukr, alhamdulillah, congratulations and thank you very much. Idecs 2024, ladies and gentlemen, with the theme AI for Sustainable Development, Navigating the Green and Circular Future. And with all this MOU and MOA in conjunction with Idecs 2024, we move forward. Now, moving on next to the presentation of the WITSA Awards. To begin, first of all, we'd like to invite on stage Yang Berbahagia Datuk Dr. Sean Sia, Chairman of WITSA, and Mr. Ong Kian Yew, CEO of PICOM, to present the WITSA World Cup Zohari Challenge Trophy to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan. Ladies and gentlemen, for information, the WITSA World Cup celebrates outstanding tech scale-ups from 6 continents, honouring the brightest minds and the most innovative solutions. And the inaugural Zohari Challenge Trophy, named after the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak, embodies this spirit and reflects the relentless pursuit of excellence and the collaborative ethos of WITSA. And here it is. Dipersilakan. We are proud to announce that the winner of the WITSA World Cup is from Malaysia and the first runner-up is a Sarawakian company. Kita teruskan. Dipersilakan, please. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all witness this historic moment with this, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'd like to invite the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak to present the silver medal to Antomal Biotech, represented by co-founder and CCO Yani Ching. Congratulations to Antomal Biotech. And moving on next, the highlight of all, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Zohari Challenge Trophy. Once again, kita persilakan the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak to present the Zohari Challenge Trophy to Pandai Education, represented by its founder and CEO, Khairul Anwar Muhammad Zaki. Dipersilakan. Both the winner of the WITSA World Cup from Malaysia and the first runner-up is a Sarawakian company, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to these tech scale-ups for representing Malaysia on the global stage and for bringing home the Zohari Challenge Trophy, as well as a silver medal for their incredible achievements and contributions to the global tech landscape. Another big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Such an incredible journey, both for Antomal Biotech and Pandai Education. Congratulations to both of you. And here they are once again, ladies and gentlemen, making us proud at the global stage. And today, witnessed by the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak here at Idecs 2024. Congratulations and thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and now moving on next is the presentation of memento to our guest of honor. Dipersilakan. As a token of appreciation to your guest of honor, we now invite the Honourable Sarawak State Secretary and Chairman of Idecs 2024 to present the memento to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It symbolizes the digital economy initiatives of the Sarawak Digital Economy Blueprint 2030 and reflects the spirits of Idecs 2024. Congratulations, our highest appreciation and gratitude. Thank you very much to the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak. We now invite our guests of honour and all distinguished guests to please kindly be seated. Silakan untuk kembali ke tempat duduk utama for us to proceed with our next highlight. Silakan. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for Idecs 2024, we are indeed fortunate to welcome all distinguished speakers sharing with us their groundbreaking work and inspiring vision and passion for using technology to improve lives and build a better future. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the main hall, The Future. The main stage focuses on the broad and visionary aspects of AI and sustainable development. It explores the long-term impact of the AI technologies and their potential to shape a sustainable and resilient future. We all look forward to each sharing from our renowned speakers, not only in the future, but also in the other main sessions that include Future Cities, SheTech, and Startup Village. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, our next highlight, we now invite Ben Ibrahim, our conference host. So Ben, the floor is yours. Dipersilakan.
Thank you so much, Farah. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for MC Farah, who did a very, very good job and steering us through all those wonderful historical moments that we saw on our stage. Absolutely fantastic. Like she said, my name is Ben Ibrahim, and it's a pleasure to be your Master of Ceremonies for the Futures session. Now, Farah has explained what the Futures session is all about, so I'm not going to repeat word for word what she just said, because word for word, what she just said is on my script as well. So repetition sometimes is not a good thing. But just to really sum up what the conversation or the conversations will be all about in the next few days, we all talk about futures all the time. We all talk about a digital economy all the time. But what does it look like? What is the tangibility of it? What is the MOS, measurement of success? How do we improve it? And at the end of the day, how do we make the human connection to all of us? Yes, technology and digital is a brilliant thing, but how do we make it more brilliant? Because at the end of the day, people to people, and people need technology, but it needs people to drive technology. So that's basically what the conversation will be all about. So very, very shortly, our opening keynote today will be conducted by the one and only Dr. Jordan Nguyen, a biomedical engineer, author, TV presenter, and futurist. In his presentation, very, very shortly, yes, as you can see on screen, he doesn't look like your typical engineer. He's got movie star looks, and he's literally larger than life. When I first met him, I felt like Ibrahim Pende, which means the short man Ibrahim, because he's just absolutely tall and larger than life, but also a very humble gentleman, a very intelligent gentleman, and a very passionate gentleman who can talk about technology and the people connection behind it. So in his presentation, Dr. Nguyen will share how artificial intelligence is posted to revolutionize sustainable development, and drawing on his extensive experience and groundbreaking work in technology, he will also discuss the innovative applications of the AI in promoting environmental sustainability and people-to-people connection. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome Dr. Jordan Nguyen.
Hello, how are we all today? Woo, we're good, excellent. To the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak, to the Honourable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me. To the Board of Idecs, I've gotten to work with some amazing people in the lead up to this, including Ronald Lim and Priscilla from Speakers Connect, who has brought me out to this wonderful event. This is the first time I've been to Malaysia, actually, so this is excellent to be here. What a great place to come to Kuching. This is it's a beautiful place. I love the food. First thing I did was go and get some of the food, and it's just wonderful. So thank you for having me. I'm going to be taking you on some adventures today. We're going to be going on some adventures through the realms of artificial intelligence, but also the things I've seen in the world, the advancements in science and technology, the sort of projects that I work on as well. So we have about an hour together. We're going to do a little bit of Q&A at the end, and you're going to get to see some of the adventures I get to go on as well. You're also going to hear later on from two new friends of mine, Amanda and Scott. I can see some of our friends here. So we have some other great keynotes that you're also going to be able to hear later today. So very quickly, first up, who feels like, hands up if you feel like you are optimistic. If you're optimistic about where things are going with science and technology. We're in a safe space, we can be honest. Who feels optimistic about where we're going with science and technology? Who's looking forward to a lot of the changes? That's good, optimistic crowd. Let's go the other way. Who's worried? Is anyone worried? We can be both. We can be both. We're in a safe space. Quite a few people. Okay, so these are the sort of things that I'll take you through because we're going to go through both the side of it that can be scary, but also the opportunities. And this is what happens with science and technology. We bring out all of these new opportunities, and as the Premier mentioned, from economic development through to social inclusion, through to sustainable development. There's so many opportunities. So I'll take you through some of these adventures today. What I'll start with is a little bit about the documentaries I've gotten to do. I've gotten to work with Discovery Channel for a long time, so I've traveled around the world. I've been in the world's fastest electric hypercar, driven around a racetrack by a Le Mans driver. I've gotten to see some of the advancements in electronics, in drones, but drones, not just drones you can fly really fast that have cameras inside them, drones you can get inside like this, passenger-carrying electric autonomous mega drones. I flew up through into the clouds and then straight back down. It was terrifying. The founder told me this story actually as I was getting into the mega drone. He told me this story about how safe the whole system is. And he said, last week, in one of our tests, we had something go wrong. He said, but don't worry, there's a lot of safety built into this system. He said, we've got 8 batteries, 8 IMUs, they're the inertial measurement units, the things that you find in your phone that helps track its angle and movement. And we've got also 8 blades. So there's 4 arms, a blade above and below each arm, so 8 blades. He said, so at very least, you've got the lucky number 8 on your side. He said, so if anything goes wrong, you've got some luck on your side. Also, there's a lot of redundancy. He said, so one day, last week, when the copter was up in the sky, he said, one of the batteries caught fire, 3 of the blades went out and stopped working. He said, but it still safely landed. How cool is that? And I went, no, that's not cool. That's not cool. I'm about to get in this. It was terrifying, but we went straight up through the clouds and then straight back down, and it was safe. It was very cool. Then we got to see 3D printed houses. Now, I was being told I was going to get to see a house that was 3D printed. Who here has played with 3D printing? Anyone played with 3D printing? Quite a few people. Who's had the idea if you took a 3D printer and made it bigger, you could print a house? Yeah, so did this guy here. The founder of this, he came up with this idea to 3D print houses. Now, I thought if I was going to see a 3D printed house, I thought it was going to look like a 3D print but bigger, almost like a messed up sort of cake. I was not expecting to see that. This is a 3D printed mansion built start to end in 10 days. And in Australian dollars, it was only $70,000. Very, very cheap. I couldn't believe it. But he said he can also do a 1-story version complete in 4 days from start to end. A smaller place that can be done start to end in 4 days for only 10,000 Australian dollars. I'm not sure what the conversion is, but I can tell you it is much better than what we've got going right now. Very, very interesting stuff, but this is the sort of thing that started to really sort of bring out these ideas and started to inspire me. I wanted to travel around to find out what drives these big ideas. You know, as we're moving into this future with artificial intelligence, everything is changing very quickly, but what inspires the big ideas? See, that's where we should always start. I get to work with a lot of the students around the area that I'm from. So I'm from Sydney in Australia, and I get to go back to my primary school. I get to work with a lot of the local schools as well to drive forward innovation. Now, the students at my primary school, they got funding from Microsoft and HP to set up their own innovation center, and they decided that they were going to put it as a competition to the students to name the center. They said, but if you're going to name it after a person, make sure that person is not alive. So apparently, I'm dead. So I found out that they were naming the center after me. I had no idea about this. I got to go in and do the opening, and I got to meet a lot of the students, and they're fantastic. The students come up with these great ideas. They learn about the UN sustainability goals, and they start to come up with their own ideas. Now, this is the difference. Today, we have all of these different tools available to us that allow students to come up with their own ideas. We can test them, we can prototype them very, very quickly. And so the kids are learning about sustainability goals, the development. They're starting to learn about how they can build new solutions for friends of them, for friends of theirs, quality of life. And this is what I really enjoy. This is what I like seeing, the positive side of science and technology. Now, for all of these endeavors that we take, we've got to start with inspiration. That's the most important thing. What inspires us? Who inspires us? And for me, it's my family. I'm going to start with a quick story about my grandmother, because she's inspired many of the designs I've worked on, including a little robot that you're going to meet here very soon. So my grandmother, she was very sick. She had a fall and ended up in hospital. This was just 2 years ago. She ended up in hospital. We were still at the end of the COVID restrictions, so we could only visit for 1 hour a day. And we weren't able to go into the hospital for any longer than 1 hour a day. And I started to realize that she was also slipping into dementia. So she was slowly forgetting things, and she didn't have that human-to-human interaction. I was asking her this question about, are there nurses around? Are there people that you can talk to? And she said there isn't. She said, there's no one around here. I'm here by myself most of the day. And we came up with this idea together. We came up with this idea for a robot. So I'm going to come back to that story at the end, because it's a great story, and it's been a great adventure. But one thing that happened with our adventures together is that she's inspired many of the technologies that I've built. At one point, I was teaching her how to use an iPad. This was some years ago. I was teaching her how to use an iPad, and she kept saying to me, she kept looking at it going, no, this thing's the devil. And I went, no, it's not the devil, Grandma. You've just got to get used to it. It can actually help a lot once you get used to it. So I would patiently teach her how to use the technology so that we could stay in contact as well. And this is what I saw from that beginning. I saw a little bit of fear in the technology, but I could also see that there was a lot of opportunity. If she was willing to be courageous, to learn about the things that she didn't know about, there was a lot of benefit that could come from that. So I'm going to come back to my grandmother's story at the end. The other people who inspire me in my life, my parents. My father is Vietnamese. I think a lot of people realize I have a Vietnamese last name. I'm very tall for a Vietnamese person. I've been to Vietnam a few times. I bashed my head on my auntie's doorway. Just going through her front door, I went bang. I was like, what? This place is not built for me. So my father is Vietnamese. He is a professor in engineering. I kind of followed in his footsteps without meaning to, but I started out on Mum's side. So Mum is, she's Australian and Scottish, and she's been an artist her whole life. So through my younger years, I always loved art. I was always painting and drawing. I was always on the artistic side. And then I found engineering later on. I grew up in a simple area in Western Sydney in the 1980s. And my parents had this plan. They wanted one more child after me, just one. Accidentally got triplets. Whoops. So I ended up with 2 brothers and a sister. So Alex, Tristan, and Zohara. We all moved into areas where we could make a difference. That was the one thing. We had a little community in our neighborhood, and we wanted to know that we could all make a difference in some way. So my brothers went on to becoming specialist general practitioners, specialist GPs through medicine, and my sister a speech pathologist. But I didn't know where I was going. You know, I liked art, I liked the creativity side, but I also liked something else, something that was fascinating to me from a young age. In the 1980s, my dad could see that AI had a future. So he was working on AI and robotics and biomedical technology. And in the late 1980s, I got to go into work with him. When I was about 5 years old, I got to go into work with him, and I found out that he is working on robots. This was so cool. It was so cool. So there's a big pillar, and it's got a claw in front of it. In this hand, in this robot hand, the claw, it had a camera facing down, and it had a camera over the top facing down. And what it would do is it would go and pick up toys and move them around. Then it was going on to playing games like noughts and crosses and checkers and chess. But what was happening was it was learning for itself. The whole way it was learning for itself. And I could see that it was learning, it had a bit of a personality to it. To me, the robot had a personality. You know, it was like a friend. It would, sometimes in chess, it would pick up my piece. If it would take a piece of mine, it would pick up my piece. I don't know who programmed it to do this. It would sometimes take it to the edge of the table and then throw it off the table. And I'm 5 years old going, what are you doing? I'll go and pick up my piece off the floor, and it was carefully placing its piece in the position it took. It was taunting me. It was taunting me even as a kid, but I loved it. I could see this had a future. So this gave me inspiration to move into robotics. Later on, after high school, I wanted to take on robotics through electrical engineering. So I started on electrical engineering in 2003, and this was my first robot. I finally got into it. My first robot I built, Sandra, from 2004 to 2005. And in my second and third year of uni, Sandra is an acronym. I don't know why, it's very nerdy, but we love acronyms in robotics. Sandra stands for Students Autonomous Navigating and Directing Robot Assistant. I told you, it's very nerdy, but it's very great. So Sandra can take people on tours of the university, and you can see that she's taking a happy tour. You've got a couple of webcams, they're not even connected to anything, a couple of webcams where the eyes should be, and a string of LEDs in an arc. And so we see it as a smile, don't we? She looks happy. She's taking a happy tour. So this is called anthropomorphism. It's where we project human personalities and characteristics onto things that aren't human. We do it all the time. That's why you might see a face in the front of a car, you might name your plants. So we love to anthropomorphize. And so to me, I thought, I'm going to make a nice robot that takes a happy tour. However, if someone gets in the way of her, she asks them to move. If they don't get out of the way, that smiley face turns into a frowny face and she tells them to move. And I thought, that's going to get people out of the way. So what I found after this was that it wasn't just the technology itself. It wasn't the robot. It wasn't the building of the technology. To me, what was fascinating was how humans respond to the technology. That connection is very, very important to get right. And I told my father, I said, it's so great, I've worked on robots, but I think I'm out. I think I'm going to move into something like psychology where I get to work with people, because it's people who inspire me. And my father said, take on one more semester. He said, take on one more semester, the things that you're interested in and your inspirations, I'm sure they can come together. And I said, all right, we'll give it a try. So in that next semester, I went to a friend's birthday party. We had a birthday party, we had a backyard pool, we had a diving board on the edge of the backyard pool. Have you ever seen that in a backyard pool before? I hadn't. There's a reason for it. I ended up running and jumping off the board, and it came loose and it moved back. I went down into the water. I had my hands out first, but my head hit the bottom of the pool first before my hands did. So my head hit the bottom of the pool. I felt this massive crunch across the back of my neck. I got rushed off to hospital. I was very lucky, no fractures or breakages, but I tore some of the muscles in my neck. You don't realize how much you use those until you can't use them anymore. I got put flat on my back for nearly 2 days. I couldn't even roll onto my side. And it just made me think so differently about life. All the things that I'd taken for granted in life, the ability to get up, to walk down the street, to play tennis. I've been a tennis player my whole life. But all these things that I took for granted, I didn't realize how lucky I was to have it until I didn't think I had it anymore. I started thinking, what about technology? Could technology make a difference here? Could it be more inclusive? And so I started learning about what else is out there. I started learning about disability. I knew nothing about disability. And I went out and started meeting people. And when I started meeting friends of mine, this is where everything changed. I got to meet people and hear their stories. My friend Jess Irwin, born with high-level cerebral palsy. To put this into perspective, in Australia, one child every 15 hours is born with cerebral palsy, and often the parents don't even know what it is. Now, it can affect movements and ability to speak, and that's what it affects for Jess. So she's not able to control her movements, she's not able to speak, but she's brilliant. I realized that she was setting her mind to big things. She was already a professional photographer, graphics designer, website designer. She kept realizing that every time a new technology could come out, it could help her achieve the dreams that she had and achieve the work that she wanted to be able to take on. So that inspired me to take on this idea of what if I could build something for my friends? What if I could build a technology for some friends of mine, something as amazing as mind control? I thought one day, when we control technology with our thoughts, I want to have just contributed even a little bit towards that. So this is what I worked on. It's a wheelchair that can see and think for itself. It itself is a robot, so you can't crash it. It'll avoid all the people and the objects along the way, but you control it with your mind. So I worked on this for the next 5 years and did my PhD on it. So it's using a biomedical technology called electroencephalography, EEG. It's our brain waves. So a couple of electrodes, don't worry, I'm not doing any surgery, I'm not planting chips on your brain. It's all non-invasive. So electrodes on the outside of the head pick up the little electrical signals and send those into the computer. The computer runs artificial intelligence in the form of machine learning. Now, machine learning is very, very good at finding patterns and differences in data. That's what it's good at doing. So it comes down to our creativity as to how we use it. So it has been around for a long time, it's just it wasn't widely available. We got given a lot of mathematical algorithms. This was 2006. We got given mathematical algorithms and we're going, what do we do with this? And this was for artificial neural networks. And so to build these systems, I was building programs that could learn something I couldn't learn myself. But what it was doing, ultimately, was it was recognizing when a person would think a predefined thought and they'd associate a different thought with a different movement. And the wheelchair would take over and make the travel safe. My friend Albert here, he broke his neck in a motorbike accident 4 years before this. He got really good at controlling the wheelchair, so he was controlling that purely with his mind. I didn't know what mine was, but all I knew was that this mattered to me more than anything. The fact that we can change the lives of the people around us every single day, in the decisions we make, in the things that we do. So I started to think about how to put this into words. And I engraved on the back of an iPod. We had a promotion going at the time where you could engrave the back of an iPod, my music player. So I engraved, "One life persists to improve many." And it was to remind myself that with this one life, I want to improve as many as possible. I don't know what that's going to take. All I know is it's going to take persistence. So that's what I wanted to remind myself of. And it helped me make a bunch of different decisions, including a year later to leave a very good job. I loved this job as a software engineer, but I decided to leave that and start my own business, Psykinetic. Psyche and kinetic, putting the mind into action. We wanted to take this a lot further, all of this technology. We started working on even communication tools. We got access to Stephen Hawking's communication device and started working on that. Stephen Hawking could only get out 3 words a minute with the movement of his cheek. 3 words per minute, very, very slow. So we started looking at how we could speed that up. And I realized that as cool as mind control is, eye control is a lot better. I started working very closely with a lot of different people, not just with cerebral palsy, but stroke, spinal cord injuries, motor neuron, Parkinson's. And what we found was everyone had great control of their eyes because the eyes are directly part of the brain. So what we started working on, I'll show you this again. This is the world's fastest eye-controlled communicator. It took us a number of years to get this working. We've got friends now who can type with their eyes faster than most people can type with their hands. We've had people who type up to 50 words a minute. And so even Jess, who is now on our team, uses our device. She helped build the device, but she uses it full-time as her voice. So we've got a number of different ideas and products here. We even moved into gaming. Anyone here a gamer? Anyone here like playing apps, mobile games? Yes. How about, do we have anyone courageous enough to be a volunteer to come up and play a game with their eyes? Put your hand up if you feel like you might be courageous enough to come up to the stage to play a game with your eyes. I see a big hand over there, yes? Yes. Round of applause, come up to the stage. Excellent. Okay, I saw your hand go straight up from over there. That was excellent. Okay, you're ready for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to showcase this is a prototype of a device we've been working on that we're going to be releasing next year. It is a computing device, but it's got an eye tracker built into it. Hello, what's your name?
My name is
Q?
Yeah,
Q. Everyone, round of applause for Q. Okay, that's a cool name. It's like a secret agent. All right. We're going to do a calibration. So I'm going to get you to look at the dots until they pop. So the top ones, bottom ones, hold it until it pops. Excellent, that's done. Calibrated. Isn't it cool? It's like a superpower. She's controlling this with her eyes. Okay, ready for this? We're going to play a game. So this is an infinity runner. It's where you fly a spaceship with your eyes, and Q is going to nail this. You're going to do so well. Okay, so what you're doing is flying a spaceship with your eyes. If you look in the center, the spaceship goes forward. You look to your left, see how it lights up. You look to your right, see how it lights up. Okay, so you do that to move the spaceship and try not to crash. You've got to avoid all the objects. Has she got this? Round of applause for Q. Let's go. Okay, so she's now flying this with her eyes. Let's try looking to the left or the right. You've got control of it. It's all you. Oh, look at that. Already a weave. Oh, you are going. You're going for the bonus rings. This is already the best first run I have ever seen. Oh, wow, we're going to be here all day, aren't we? Oh, you're going for the bonus. Look at that. Oh, unbelievable. You're not going to get a third ring, are you? Oh, my gosh. This is awesome. Come on, let's keep going. Round of applause. She's got this. Yeah, we're going to go all day. We're going for the fourth ring. That's 4. Oh, I have never seen a first run. Most people crash in the first 5 seconds. Oh, wow. Round of applause for Q. How amazing is that? Please take a seat. That is incredible. Oh, my gosh. I have not seen a run that good before, particularly a first run. So, fantastic. That was amazing. So this shows how intuitive the design is, but also how people can learn to gain control. I mean, that was completely through the eyes. You didn't even have to touch the computer. So new forms of connection with our technology can open up new opportunities. What does this mean for people with high-level disabilities? Well, what we found is that games are an incredible way into that initial connection. This has also been the first game some kids have ever played in their entire life. We tried putting this in front of a young girl, 3 years old, our young friend Katia. She was born with high-level cerebral palsy. She might never walk or speak, but her parents know that she understands everything going on around her. They knew that she understood everything going on around her, they just didn't know how to prove it. She took control of the game. You can see she jumps every time she crashes. Very cute. So she was also looking at her mum then. She wanted to make sure that her mum was watching. Now her mum said to us, this is the first time we have proof that she understands everything going on around her. They said, we didn't have proof, we knew that she did, but now we can take this video to her schools to show her teachers that you can teach her like you can teach all the other students. She understands everything going on around her. Now coming back to Jess, who's on our team, she's also helped take this device a lot further. So she's started working on other systems as well. She's become our DevOps engineer, she's become a programmer, she's now a musician. She performs music live on stage just using her eyes. And she started learning 3D CAD modeling recently. She's learning Fusion 360 so she can build her own 3D parts and 3D print them, her own equipment, so that for anything that she wants to come up with, she can build. What she started with, the first time she learnt it, she learnt this tool. This is an engineering tool. She learnt it in 30 minutes, and then she built a robot head. So she started working on these different ideas, and she said to me, she looked at the device, changed over into the communicator, and typed with her eyes, I can now build anything that I want. Isn't that incredible? So it's not about the technology, it's about the big ideas, the big dreams that we can achieve. And this is what you're seeing. Through the launch of the different initiatives that you have here, you realize that it's driving forward the economy, it's driving forward those big ideas and those big dreams. So I'm going to take you on a journey through the things that I've seen in the world. We're going to move out of my realm of technology for a bit. I always look into inclusion. So from disability through to aged care. I'm always looking at inclusion because in this great digital divide, what I realized is a lot of the people who would otherwise potentially be left behind often are the ones who can benefit the most from the technological advancements. So that's why I said, let's just make sure that that divide doesn't happen as little as possible so that we can keep people on that journey and look at those opportunities. But then I started traveling around the world as well to see the best advancements in science and technology with Discovery Channel. So I'm going to take you through, we don't have a great deal of time today, so I'll take you through my top 5, some of the 5 amazing stories I've seen. First one is in health, using artificial intelligence in health. Like I said, AI is very good, particularly machine learning, very good at finding patterns and differences in data. And so when it's able to find patterns and differences in data, that data can be the data of you and your life and your health. And so in this, what we've seen, I got to see a startup in the US and also a startup in China. 2 different startups from different locations doing very similar things, where they build a digital twin of you. Now, your social media could be seen as a digital twin, but it's a digital representation of you and your health. You have to be comfortable sending a lot of data to this. I mean, a lot of data. You send over everything. The 2 companies I saw were still very early days, but big valuations. One of them was 1.5 years old with a $1.5 billion valuation already. And what they were doing is you would send over everything. You'd get your gene sequence, you'd get your DNA sequence, you'd send that across, you'd connect to your social media, and then all of your social media, where you go, the food you eat, the exercise you have, everything would go into your digital twin. Now, what would then happen through advanced machine learning is it would learn to connect the data of you to the data of millions of other people and give you predictions into your own health. Now, one great example of this was one of the founders I met. One of the founders I met had no family history of diabetes, but his system gave him a 90% chance of ending up with diabetes, a 90% predisposition to diabetes. So he was managing this predisposition that he had never actually been diagnosed with and had no family history of, but that came out of the health data. So predictive analytics in health, incredible. Vital resources is next. I've gotten to travel with scientists to see what is happening with our sustainable development, our vital resources, but also how do we look at the data that can potentially help us make better decisions about the environment. And this one was fascinating. I got to go up to the Tibetan glaciers on the Tibetan plateau to look at the glaciers that were in major decline, even though they give birth to the rivers that go through many different areas and supply a large number of people, more than 1 billion people with drinking water. And so I got to go to the glaciers with the scientists, and they were taking ice cores so they could study the data of the glaciers. Now, they said that the glaciers on the Tibetan plateau are in the 3rd stage of major decline. The first was sometime BC, then there was 500 AD, and then 1950 to now, there's the 3rd stage of major decline that they know of, and that's where all the Tibetan glaciers start shrinking. They started to look at it, and they said, in this dwindling vital resource, what is happening? How old is the ice on the surface? And so that's why they were taking ice cores. They were taking ice cores out so that they could then look at some of the particles, like the plant matter inside those ice cores, carbon date them, and find out the data of how old the ice is. Now, they found ice as old as 10,000 years on the surface. That meant that all of that ice had melted down. So what they were saying is, this could potentially cause future wars if we don't get on top of it. But what they started to figure out was it wasn't just climate change, it wasn't just the warming of the temperatures. What they found were lots of deposits of black dust, of black soot. And they said it's actually largely caused as well from industry downstream. So from all the industrial processes releasing black soot, they said we need to start moving some of our operations, otherwise this vital resource could still continue to dwindle. We've got to look after the nature around us. And that's all data-driven. Pretty interesting. Who's heard of CRISPR-Cas9? CRISPR-Cas9, I'm seeing quite a few hands, that's good. That's good. CRISPR-Cas9 was discovered in 2012, won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2020. So it's a form of gene editing. Now, I was told I was going to see genetically modified food and a story to do with it, but I didn't even know how I felt about it. I was going, I'm not sure how I feel about genetically modified food, GM foods. I'm not sure where I stand because I don't know enough about it. But then I got to go and see this project that had been initially funded by Bill Gates. I got to meet this professor who came up with this great idea, and he wanted to see how it was going to improve over time, that with climate change, in some areas of Asia in particular that rely on vital food sources like rice, staple food sources like rice, he said there's some areas that had high rainfall once that now are just wiped out by desert-like drought conditions. And they said, how do we grow a staple food source like rice if we don't have rainfall? So here's the interesting thing that they did. Through CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing, they sequenced the DNA of the rice. Then they used machine learning to hone in on the specific gene sequences that require water to grow. Then they used CRISPR-Cas9, which is like genetic scissors. It came along, they cut out those gene sequences, they disable those genes, and then, this is amazing, this is what I got to see. Lots of different candidates of high-yield rice growing out of desert conditions. I picked up the dirt and I ran it through my hands and it just went to dust. It was unbelievable. It was so dry, the dirt there, the soil that it was growing in, yet high-yield rice was coming out. And so this was an amazing use case of machine learning and CRISPR-Cas9. Looking at some of the new tools that are out there and thinking about how we're going to utilize them to benefit the planet. Moving forward, exploring the galaxy. Now, we looked at lots of different applications in space travel. I'm just going to choose one very quickly because it was fascinating. How, one day, if we send space probes or even spaceships out of our solar system, how are they going to find their way around the galaxy? The galaxy is a very, very big place. Recently discovered, they realized that the galaxy that we live in, the Milky Way galaxy, is actually about twice the size we previously thought. So we're talking potentially around 200,000 years for light to get from one side of our galaxy to the other. It's a very big place. How do we navigate that? Particularly if we send a space probe or a spaceship, how do we navigate the galaxy? Any ideas? See, constellations is something that we tend to think of, isn't it? Constellations potentially being a way to navigate the galaxy, to localize and figure out where we are. But constellations are our one perspective on the universe. So as soon as we head away from Earth, constellations disappear. So what are we going to utilize? Well, this is what this telescope is for. It's a giant radio telescope. It's the biggest telescope in the world. The US send it targets and they start to look for different locations around the galaxy. What are they looking for? They're looking for all kinds of things like alien life and different signals from outer space. They actually found a signal they were showing me and they're going, we don't know where this comes from. It doesn't look like any body that we know of. And I went, is it aliens? And they went, we're not going to say yes, but we don't know what it is. So they're still investigating that. But the other thing that they use it for, to look for, are pulsars. Certain types of stars that sometimes, when stars explode and they come to the end of their life, they condense down into this very dense mass. A very dense mass about the size of a city, only small, about the size of Kuching. So only small compared to a star, but they condense down into this dense mass and then they spin. Now when they spin, radiation comes out the north and the south pole and it flashes across Earth. If it flashes across Earth, this is like a lighthouse. It's like a beacon to the galaxy. So what's happening is they are setting up wayfinding points across the galaxy for a galactic GPS system. Is that not awesome? I thought that was the coolest thing I'd heard of. Okay. But I can see you're not impressed, so we're going to go a step further. I'm in the right place for this. I'm going to take you into the best advancement I've ever seen, the best use case of artificial intelligence I've ever seen. And it's actually quite a simple in the way of AI. It's quite a simple use case, but the way it was used was incredible. Who likes the idea of wildlife conservation? Wildlife conservation for AI, right? I think a lot of us would love to see that. This is what I got to see. Now, I was doing a documentary on the big science of Asia, and in January 2020, it was actually 11th of January 2020, I was supposed to be in a place I'd never heard of called Wuhan. And then we heard about the virus, and we weren't there. We took a different story, and I went, wow, that was lucky. We were going to be locked down, but then we started to move elsewhere. We moved to the border of China and Russia to see this incredible story. At the end of January 2020, we got to see a story on wildlife conservation for the Amur, or Siberian tiger, and the leopard. Now, they had fallen to critically endangered numbers. And this was brought about by Intel and World Wildlife Fund International, where they got to bring this story together, look at the technology that could potentially look after these creatures, the animals, and the wildlife in the area. So what they started to do was to set up camera traps in this massive protected national park. So the camera traps, traditionally, they go off every time they see some sort of movement. If they see movement, the camera records 10 seconds, and then usually onto an SD card, and the scientists have to come back out, they have to get the SD cards from all of those different camera traps. This one was 3,000 moving towards 30,000 of these camera traps, so doing it manually wasn't going to work. So instead, they used AI at the edge and cloud connectivity, and this is incredible. So each of the cameras, I got to set up one with the scientists, each of the cameras would not only detect movement, but they'd figure out what movement it was. With AI at the edge, what it means is the device itself can figure out what type of movement is happening, what sort of animal is moving in front of it, and then automatically catalog in the cloud 10 seconds of footage of that individual animal. But here's the interesting thing. As they started protecting the area, the best thing they could do was to figure out whenever poachers came into the area. Whenever poachers came in, they were detected instantly. So that was the best way that they could protect them. But what they also noticed is as the apex predators were going up in number, as the tigers and the leopards were going up in number, so did all of the prey animals. The whole ecosystem started flourishing. And that's how a natural ecosystem works. So I got to go walking with the scientists when we were setting up the camera traps. We were tracking literally one of the largest tigers in the world. We were only less than an hour behind her. He kept getting alerts on his phone. We're walking, we're tracking. At one point, I realized all the cameras were gone, our film crew were gone, it was just us two. And I was going, wait, hold up, what would happen if she didn't want us here? He goes, oh, if she came out, she would snap us in a second. She'd just snap us, we're tiny, we're like a twig. And I went, and this scientist was about this tall, worked his whole life in a lab, and I said, you know I can run faster than you. So he said to me, he goes, don't worry, they're very good at hiding. You know, they do it all the time. They're very good at hiding. That's why these ones survive. But at the same time, we just want to be able to get close. We're not going to get too close. So then we went back and we got to see the footage and I got to see the tigers moving through. Now here was the interesting thing. Each individual tiger by its stripes and each individual leopard by its spots can be identified from the machine learning system because they're unique identifiers, just like our own thumbprint. So the system can also track where each individual tiger goes and each individual leopard. And what was fascinating was one of the tigers decided one day it was going to be in China and the next day it would walk past into Russia. They had one of the cameras right on the border. And then the next day it would go back. It's like one day I'm China, one day I'm in Russia. And it just kept going. Every single day it would go back and forth. It would choose a different day, a different country. Pretty incredible. So this was an amazing thing. What we started to see was the numbers over the 7 years of these tigers and leopards went up drastically in number. So this is what we've realized. Over time, we've got to be able to dream big. So I'm going to take you back to sort of my world of technology innovation. I'm going to take you into the best story, the best adventure I've ever personally been on in designing technology. And this has been with my friend Riley. So we did this documentary called Becoming Superhuman. It went on to win the best science tech documentary in the world at the Banff World Media Festival in 2017. What I did was I traveled with my young friend Riley. I wanted to see what his big dreams were. He was 13 years old, born with high-level cerebral palsy. It affects his movements and his ability to speak. But looking at the social inclusion side of tech, looking at the eye control tech, mind control, I went, if you could control anything, what would you want to do? Now, his mum told us this story of when he was young. He used to stare at the lights. He'd try and make them turn on, like a superpower. And he'd stare at the TV and try and make it change channel, again, like a superpower. And she said one day, the channel changed while he was staring at it. He thought it was him. So he let everyone know that he has a superpower. And so that's why we named this Becoming Superhuman. Now, Riley connects with the world through his eyes. He communicates through his eyes, a bit like Stephen Hawking, except he was born with it. He communicates, he connects with the world through his eyes. I said, we're going to build you a technology on camera. We're going to do the whole thing on camera. We're going to build a technology, a headband, a special headband that gives you your superpower. Whenever you move your eyes, your brain sends electrical signals to the little muscles that push and pull your eyes. And so we can harness that through a process called electrooculography, or EOG. Often used in sleep studies. You see electrodes on the eyes, around the eyes of a person. So we harness that. Instead of to analyze sleep, we're using it as a power to control technology. So we gave him control of the lights and the TV and the different things in the home. But I said to him, and this is when this photo was taken, I said, if you could control anything, anything at all, what would you do? And he looked at his device, and with his eyes, he typed out the words, I want to drive a car. And I went, shit. I went, oh no. We've got to fly a little drone, something safe, something easy. What do you mean you want to drive a car? And he looked at the device, he's like, that's the dream. And I went, all right, in today's day and age, we've got to dream big, and that's what I love. So we said, let's make this happen. So here's a little clip of Riley testing it out and helping the system learn, but practicing. Because I found out 2 days before he was going to get in the vehicle that we were building for him, an off-road buggy, 2 days beforehand, I found out that if he gets excited, he gets high tone in his neck, his head turns to the side. And I went, wait, is that going to happen while he's in the car, driving a car with his eyes? And they went, yeah. And I went, no, that's not good. That's not good. So I sat with him and I said, I believe you can gain control of this. I had no idea. But I said, I believe you can gain control of this. So I put some electrodes around his eyes and I said, practice. I put some dots on the wall and I said, imagine you're driving a car. He doesn't know he's driving a real vehicle yet. I said, imagine you're doing something wild, like driving a vehicle. Now hold your head straight, hold yourself straight, and look between the dots as if you're driving it with your eyes. Check this out. Oh, we have some sound here. There we go.
I'm going to put this one onto your temple. This is going to show us the electrical activity that's going on every time you move your eyes. So you've got this sticky stuff that's going to hold it in place for us. Might be a bit of a weird feeling at first. I want you to look at that dot for me and align your head so that you're looking straight into that, because this is what you're going to use as your center point. Up, we're going to place there. Yep. All right, mate, I'm going to need you to practice this. So what we've got is we've got 4 different commands. Up, down, and then let's go to the right. You're just going to look over here, right, back, left, back, right, back, down, back. Track my hand, center, up, center. See, we can see a change in your eye signals.
Riley needs to practice till his eye movements are distinct, and I'll be needing as much data from his eyes as I can get for the next stage of my technology.
If we're able to work out which signals you're doing each time, we're going to be able to control anything, any type of technology we can think of. All right, so start thinking about the things that you want to control and start practicing. You got it?
It's great because Jordan and I are developing this technology project together.
You can see he looks at his device and he types, and then he gets the device to speak for him. He's a brilliant young guy, brilliant, loves technology. He was doing so well in school, but this was the big thing. He was going to drive a vehicle. Now, whenever you have a big idea, collaborate with the people around you. I started calling friends everywhere, all of my mechanical engineering mates. I said, does anyone know how to hack a car? Because I need to hack my car, but I also need to turn it back. A friend from Perth, he said, I've got an off-road buggy that we lost the funding for, so we're going to finish that, and we'll send it over on a truck to you. And then he came over to help us as well. The whole team came together. They loved this big idea. We worked through the night and built it. Riley turned up. We're still coding. Riley turned up to the park. He's got an obstacle course laid out in front of him. He's got the vehicle that he's going to drive through the obstacle course just using his eyes. First thing he did was he looks up to go, up against the stop, left and right to steer. So he looked up and we just took off. We took off and the vehicle went straight into a set of boxes because he looked at the boxes he didn't want to crash into. Hard to drive with your eyes. We took it back to the start. He looked at his device and he typed out the words, I'm not going to stop until I get to the end in a single run. Are we ready to see the final run? We ready for this? Okay, Sarawak, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to take you through the final run of Riley driving a vehicle with his eyes, trying to make it through the obstacle course in a single go, just with his eyes. Check this out.
Good to go. 3, 2, 1, go. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah. You can see I'm more nervous than him, right? I'm going, take it easy, take it easy. Now, he has crashed, this point, he's crashed 25 times. But every single time, he went straight back to the start. Just look at that determination in his eyes. Round of applause for Riley. How great is that? Now, we never know where these big ideas are going to go. Riley went on to co-found his first company at 16 years old. He's now 21, CEO of his own company. They've got funding and government support. He builds exoskeleton spines for kids just like himself to hold him upright in a vehicle, canoe or kayak. He's even been in a helicopter with his exoskeleton device. So he became his own founder. You never know where these opportunities can go. It's incredible, and that's why we've got to dream big. But finally, it all comes back to inspiration. What challenges inspire us? Who are the people who inspire us? And finally, back to my own grandmother and the story of Kubo. We've been working I've been working on Kubo for a little while with this idea that maybe a little companion could help my grandmother. Now, I'll be quick here. I'll just take 1 minute to showcase the robot. So we've got a YouTube series together. We've been working on this series to document the entire process of our little friend Kubo here. So when Grandma told me about this idea, when we started to talk about this idea, she came up with the concept by telling me it's all about connection. And she said, it's all about connection. It's not about the people. I'd love to have people here in the hospital, but I just want some form of connection. And that's why we built Kubo. So I'm going to show you very quickly. You can listen to a little bit of the audio we recorded when this happened, when she was in the hospital. Oh, and Kubo's come to life as well. So this is Kubo, everyone.
Wow!
Oh, you're going to talk? Okay, he's going to talk. We have a little bit of fun.
Who are these people?
This is this conference. This is Idecs, remember? Idecs.
Oh, conference.
Say hi.
Great. Hello, I'm Kubo.
Say hi, Kubo.
Dr. Jordan made me to be friend for Grandma. And to be friend for Grandma's friends. He tells me they all give hugs. I like hugs.
You do. You do. He loves hugs. He's completely made in my lab. I've 3D printed him. But here's when we came up with the idea with Grandma.
Because I say the idea of the technologies is not meant to replace humans.
No.
You can't replace humans.
No.
But if you had, if you had a little robot here that could talk to you and talk you through what's going on, and
It's just having the connection and being able to get out of yourself and connect with the rest of the world or a person or whatever.
Yeah.
I think connection in this world is so important.
It's beautiful, and it is difficult to listen to that. I was only a month into building Kubo when my grandmother suddenly passed away, and so I took some months off and decided to continue the work. So we started documenting the build of Kubo through the YouTube channel, and he's currently undergoing upgrades, and he's going to go and see some friends of hers very soon. But she has inspired so many of the things that I've worked on, so many of the ideas way beyond this. And you could see that all the way from when she was calling her iPad the devil, that fear that I saw was also a challenge. It was also a challenge to us to make sure that in this advancement of technology and all the big ideas that we take on, we need to keep making it human. We need to make it accessible and inclusive for all, and to just make sure that we are kind and make the world a better place. So thank you so much, Idecs, for having me. You've been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nguyen. So I'm just going to invite Dr. Nguyen to kindly remain on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause once again for that fantastic people presentation.
Thank you.
Yes, technology is technology, but Dr. Nguyen did such a great job to make the connection to how he's making a difference to improve and enhance many, many lives. So as you can see on stage, there's a QR code, so please bring out your favorite device, aka your mobile or your handphone, and you can scan the QR code, and then the questions will be coming in, and I will try my best to accommodate everybody as best as I can. We have about 10-15 minutes. Don't forget, Dr. Nguyen is competing against Malaysia's biggest culture and tradition, which is lunch. Okay.
Yes. Scan the QR code now to join our YouTube adventures.
He's wanting to say a few more things, I think.
Scan it. You'll love it. Bye.
Oh, the QR code. Sorry, we have a QR code as well. I'll bring that up after. You're okay. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, Kubo.
So Kubo could be asking me a question on the QR code.
He could be. We'll bring up ours after the questions.
Yeah. So please feel free to just scan up on stage and then just ask the question straight away. And Dr. Jordan or Dr. Nguyen, what I'll do is I'll probably try to give you 2 questions at once.
Sure.
And then just to try to filter time, because 15 minutes does go very, very quickly. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, do we have any questions coming in?
Anything that we're interested in.
There's no such thing as a silly question everywhere. Everybody here is inquisitive, and I'm sure the thirst for knowledge is very, very strong. So while we're waiting for a question, Dr. Nguyen, maybe you could sort of tell the audience a little bit about Kubo, in terms of not just so much about what it stands for. Obviously, it's an amazing. It's something that we see on television. That the Marvel movies of Tony Stark and Back to the Future, and that's all that we're thinking about. But in terms of your vision for this type of technology for the future, I know you're a huge fan of the movie Back to the Future.
Love Back to the Future.
With Michael J. Fox, and the car that was in there was called the DeLorean, of how it could go in time.
That's right.
And back in time to use technology to improve our lives. So what's your vision for Kubo?
So my vision for Kubo really is about not replacing human-to-human connection. It's never about replacing it. It's always about looking at how we can enhance our experiences, how we can enhance our connection. And for Kubo, really, this is where it stemmed from, this idea with Grandma. How can he replace the absence of human connection? And so that she never felt alone. It was for loneliness. And what we found over a little bit of time, I've only worked, Kubo has only been alive for a short amount of time. He goes out and meets people. And although I started building him for my grandmother and then looking into aged care, we started looking at how he would respond to other people, and everyone of all ages loves him. He even went to a 3rd birthday party of my niece recently, and he did so well with my niece. She came over to him, and she was talking to him, and she talks to him just directly like a friend. And she said, I'm going to go and dance. And he's like, yeah, you go dance. And she went and danced for a little bit. She came back and she said, we're going to play a game. And he said, let's play a game. And she said, what should we play? And he goes, hide and seek. And she went, okay. And she squealed and ran off. He started counting. He's going, 1, 2, 3. Eventually gets to 20, and then he goes, ready or not, here I come. And I went, you can't move. So I picked him up, and then I took him through the house. And then when he found her, he's like, I found you. And she goes, great. And then, so then it was his turn to hide, and I just threw him in the corner. But what we found was that people of all ages respond to the robot like Kubo. So again, not to replace human-to-human connection. My vision is also to show what good development is. That if we can create all of this data, if we can collect all of this data on a person, should we? You know, he's able to do all these different things with interactions. What we started to realize, and I wanted to realize through Kubo, is how do we take into account the ethics of artificial intelligence and of data collection? How do we look at the privacy of data and make sure that if we have a form of trust, that we uphold that trust? And I think that's a very important thing, to make sure that we're not abusing the trust that we build through our technology. And so it's to both connect, to learn together, and to have a little friend along the way. He learns as he goes. He only learns through his experiences. So he starts out, as you'll see in the series, I'll bring up a QR code in a minute. He learns for himself, and it's pretty great.
Fantastic. Thanks for explaining that,
Sure.
Doctor. So a lot of sci-fi questions have come in the last 10 minutes. So how the Slido questions work, everyone, is that there's a question that comes in from someone, and then a lot of people vote for that question, and I will take that question. I will try to my best to get through everybody, but just to manage expectations, we only have about 8.5 minutes to go. So this question is from Scott Bales. Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty.
In sci-fi movies, we've seen AIs that are trained on an individual's personality and knowledge, so they can outlive their body. Have you seen anyone attempting this?
It's a whole different stream of technology I didn't talk about today. I've got a talk at TEDx Sydney in 2016 where we looked at a whole different stream of technology. I've also got a documentary on virtual reality called Meet the Avatars, where we looked into utilizing avatars of loved ones, basically to collect the data and the stories of loved ones so that we could meet them through avatars. We could preserve those stories, but they would tell it themselves. So in the documentary, in particular, we sat with a grandfather of a beautiful Italian household. And we sat with the grandfather, and we interviewed him. I interviewed him for 6 hours, and we collected all these different stories, and then we turned it into a 3-dimensional avatar that you could meet in virtual reality. And what would happen there is you could ask a question, and if he had an answer, it's kind of like a chatbot, but if he had an answer, he would answer. And it was more or less playing his exact answer. We're not generating any of his responses. So what happens is you get to know him and his stories. And we found it was quite a beautiful thing, but you've also got to look at what we did look at was how people deal with grief, different cultural differences, and also how close you are to that person. That's very important to recognize because it might facilitate how you will respond. An example is even in the documentary, I talked about my own grandfather, and I said, I would love to have met my grandfather. I was only 1 when he passed away. So I would have loved to have had an avatar of him. But my mum got upset and she said, I would want that for you, but not for me, because I would be reliving the loss over and over. So you can see that we sometimes don't really know at surface value what these different technologies can be like until we dig into them. But there's always, I can tell you, there's always a beautiful path. There's always a beautiful path into it. And so we've seen other people working on the idea of immortality and preserving stories, memories, legacy through things like avatars, and then a step forward from that is even robotic versions, like androids, which is a whole different lecture for another time. That is a whole different presentation. Yeah, but very interesting.
Indeed. So I'm just going to throw you a few questions,
Sure.
but don't worry, I'm not going to confuse you because
No,
I'm just
that's
trying to mimic, not mimic, mimic is the wrong word, but try to put 3 questions in one, but not confuse anybody. So one part of the question was this from a person called Quattrunada. I do apologize if I mispronounce that. It's about mental health.
Yes.
And mental health is a lot more open these days compared to 20 years ago. People are a lot more open about admitting that they do have a challenge in their personal and professional life. Do you have any plans in incorporating technologies or AI in this field? That's one part of the question. The other part of the question is, can technologies be too human? Because AI, as we saw from our friend over there, from Kubo, that can mimic a human being way, way too much in terms of and they will mimic a lot of the things that you say and how you behave and how that, and you know, is that the evolution of that, is that a dangerous thing? Or is that a good thing? And how do we manage that? And the final part of the question is, what is the most, I mean, because at the end of the day, technology is trying to improve safety, health, and environment, what a lot of engineers call SHE. So what is the most challenging aspect in trying to, on doing AI during your time on developing the technology itself? So I can repeat those questions again.
No, that's all right.
That's all right, but did it make sense?
Yeah, made sense.
Take it away.
So let's start with the first one. Let's go into the idea of mental health. We've been looking at how technologies, not just AI, but combined with the likes of virtual reality, even though virtual reality is down in the trough of disillusionment and it's slowly digging itself out again, it's an incredible technology. It has amazing applications. So we're looking at things like virtual reality in mental health, particularly in children's hospitals. So I work with children's hospitals, I work with hospices, I'm on the board of Ronald McDonald House Charities as well, and so we've been looking at how the technologies can be used in hospitals. In particular, when a child is going through acute mental health, if they are in a hospital and they're going through an acute episode, how do you allow their mind to be expansive and to get out of that zone of just being worried about the surgery that might be happening or anything that might be happening in the hospital? Virtual reality is fantastic for that. So even if there's a small dedicated space, they can go into it, put a headset on, and be in this virtual world, this large expansive space where they can play. And in our app, the one that we've been looking at, we've looked at a lot of the others out there as well and trying to get a number of them into the same hospitals. But the idea is that you have something like a wand, something that's different to normal life, that you've got a bit of magic, you can beam light out the wand, and it's very relaxing and calming for the mind, and that harnesses a lot of the research done in psychology. So this is the sort of thing that we started looking into in terms of the technology being able to assist. There are many other applications for mental health that technology has a big part to play, and we're going to see that it still has a massive part to play. Understanding data, data analytics when it comes to machine learning, again, very good at finding patterns and differences in data, very good at finding patterns in data that you didn't even know were there. When we move on to some of the other areas of artificial intelligence, I'm going to take on the challenge question, because the challenges that I've had in the likes of artificial intelligence, I think the biggest challenges were back in the past, back when they used to be given to us in algorithms, and we'd have to try and turn these algorithms into programs, and those programs would learn very, very narrow things. In fact, half the time it wouldn't even learn that. You had to do a lot of work just to get it to learn one thing. And so that was very difficult. That were our biggest challenges. The challenges now, when it comes to dealing with artificial intelligence, are a lot less, because even the AI systems, even GPT, can help you understand the state-of-the-art systems that are out there and how to utilize them. So it's gotten to that point already where it's assisting us. In that short space of time, relatively, in human history that we've been looking at AI, I've been in it for 20 years and I've seen it just come astronomically far. It's so different now to what it was 20 years ago. It's so different to what it was 10 years ago. The tools that help us and enable us are very different. So those challenges just aren't there as much as before. I would say my challenges were always back in the past. Now they're just, the challenge is, how do I do all the things that I want to do fast enough? There's just so many tools to play with. But then when it comes to the issues around having AI mimicking us and being too human-like, this is where we look at something called the uncanny valley. So if you've heard of this, as an entity, whether it's a robot or an animated system, even animations have to look at this, as it becomes more human-like, we go along this curve, So as it becomes more human-like, we like it more. We have a natural affinity to it. So it gets better and better and better, but then it gets to a point where it's not better. What happens is it plummets down the valley, it becomes too human-like. And that's where you get a robot like an android. And to be honest, half of the androids we've seen are pretty freaky, aren't they? Because what happens is we've got these threat detectors that go off and we go, that's an imposter. And so we get a bit freaked out by them. It's the same with animated entities. We fall down what's called the uncanny valley. The only way to come out the other side is for it to be so human-like, it's indistinguishable from the real thing. We are not there yet, particularly for robotics. So there is an issue when it comes to mimicking humans. That's why I like to do things where you know it's not human, but it has human qualities and has that connection, has the beautiful sides of it. So they're the sort of things that I look at. We're definitely out of time here, so I'm going to very quickly just throw back to my slides, if that's all right. I'm going to throw back to my slides very quickly to quickly bring up my book. So I have a book called A Human's Guide to the Future, and I have a special copy here. Is Q still here? Yes, she is. Q? I do have a copy for you because you showed a lot of courage to come to the stage in front of everyone. So round of applause for Q. This book, A Human's Guide to the Future, goes into a lot of these adventures, so I'll bring this over to you. I'll meet you over in the back corner in a minute. And we go into a lot of these adventures through robotics, artificial intelligence, biomedical, extended reality, and much, much more. And then the YouTube channel, if you'd like to see more and be part of this journey, we have a QR code here. I can tell you people of all ages are going to love this. We haven't even started marketing it yet, but it has gone up. There's some episodes you're going to see my grandmother's story. You get to see Kubo being made, and I can tell you the next parts of the adventure are going to be pretty great. He's undergoing a bunch of upgrades to be able to connect with people much more naturally, and there's another 3 robots on the way, completely different, but we look into the ethics, we look into the understanding, that human side of the connection. I'm sure you're going to love it. Kids are going to love it. But really, when it comes to those big ideas again, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. So keep thinking big. Keep thinking big for your families, for the people around you, for Sarawak. I think it's been absolutely amazing being here, and I've loved every second of it. So come and say hi to me as well. I'm going to stick around for the event, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you very much to Dr. Jordan Nguyen. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our opening keynote speaker, Dr. Jordan Nguyen. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, the opening ceremony is officially closed. It now gives me great pleasure to announce the departure of our Premier and our guest of honor, who now has to proceed to his next function. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please stand announcing the departure of the Right Honourable Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji, the Premier of Sarawak. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being such a fantastic audience. Lunch will be served now at level 1. So please, it is now just before 12:55 p.m. So that our next speaker will be speaking, our next session will begin at 2:30 p.m. If you don't mind coming back at about 2:15, 2:20 p.m. in the hall to get your seat, get comfortable again, because we will resume everything at 2:30 p.m. and then we will have some really, really good speakers as well. This is very similar to Dr. Jordan or Dr. Jordan Nguyen's level. And then after that, not only will those sessions be individual, but there will also be moderated panel sessions as well. So please come back, everybody, at 2:20 p.m. for our future session right here in this lovely, lovely hall. Idecs 2024. Please enjoy your lunch. Sila makan and bon appetit.